Good morning, everybody. So I'm super excited. I got my new glasses in the mail finally, and the light's not shining off the lenses. So you can actually tell that I have eyeballs now. Yay. Okay. So we are on lesson 3 of unit 5 in Phonics. And today we are going to get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. So we're not doing the chaining today. We're going to start with mixing it up. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go to the mix up section. Hold on one second, I got to pull it up. All right, so we are going to start with the word art. Art. And we're going to change the t to, so the new word is arch. Arch. Good. All right, our next word is work. Work. We're going to say it without the k. So it is were. Good. The next word is sort. Sort. We're going to change the t to d. So it is sword. Very good. Our next word is moat, but we're going to change the O to E. Meat. Very good. Our next word is cult, and we're going to change the t to d. It is cold. Very good. Our next word is slope. Slope. And we're going to change the ul. We're going to say it without the ul at all. So our new word is soap. Good. We have the word want. Want. And I'm going to change the t to d. Wand is the new word. Very good. Our next word is brush. Brush. We're going to change the to ul. So it is blush. Good. The next word is send. Send. And we're going to change the d to t. So it is the word scent. Good. So our next word is that. That. And we're going to change the t to n. So we have the word than. Good. And then our next word crime. But we're going to say it without the m. So it's just cry. Good. All righty. So we are going to manipulate some phonemes. We're going to be deleting the first sound of a final blend. All right. So remember, we are focusing on the blend verbally, okay? All right, so our first word is hand. Hand. So we have hand. And is the blend. Now we're going to say it without the n. So now we have had. So the new word is had. Our next word is silk. Silk. So we have silk. So ulk is the blend. We're going to say it without the ul. So now we have sick. So we have the new word sick. All right, our next word is ant. We have ant. Nt is the blend. We're going to say it without the n's. We have at. The new word on the curve is at. Good. The next word is dunk. Dunk. Now this one's a little tricky because when you make the sound, The NK says nged, okay? We have that ng sound in there. We're going to take that ng sound out though, and now we just have duck. So the new word on the curve is duck. Very good. All right, our new word is old. Old. Old is the blend. We're going to get rid of the ol sound. So now we just have ode. So the new word on the curve is ode. Good. All right, here we have the word clink, and this is going to have that same ng sound in it. So we have ink. We're going to get rid of ng sound. We just have click. So the new word on the curve is click. All right. The next word is vent. Vent. So we have vent. Vent is the blend. We're going to get rid of the n sound. Now we just have vet. So the new word on the curve is vet. Good. Word is mend. 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 So n is the blend. We're going to get rid of the n sound. Now we just have med. We have the new word on the curve is med. All right. And our last word is fringe. Fringe. Is the blend. We're going to get rid of the n part. Now we just have fridge. So we have the word fridge. Very good. All right, time for Spoonerisms. This is a 3-word Spoonerism today, guys, so this one's a little tricky. It says, vake mine Manila. Vake mine Manila. What do you think that's supposed to say? Yes, make mine vanilla. Very good, guys. Okay, so our learning targets for today are I can identify nouns and adjectives in sentences. I can read words with different spellings for the sound. And I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story, The Thief. So what is an adjective, guys? We have talked about this before. An adjective is words that are describing, okay? Like the red apple. Red describes the apple. The sparkly notebook. Sparkly describes the notebook. The sad girl. Sad describes the girl. The round balloon. Round describes the balloon. So let's think of adjectives that describe the clothes you are wearing today. So like I could say, I have a red and blue shirt, or I have on black pants, or I'm wearing black shoes. The colors are the adjectives that describe the clothes I'm wearing. What about you? What are some things that you have on today? All right, so adjectives can be very useful words to use as you describe important details. So like when you give directions, you could say, turn at the yellow house. The yellow house would make it more detailed for the person trying to follow those directions. When you give correct amounts for a recipe, when you're making something, you could use 1 cup of white sugar. 1 is an adjective for cup, and white is an adjective for sugar. When you're giving orders at a restaurant, like when they ask what kind of eggs, you could say scrambled eggs or fried eggs or hard-boiled eggs. Those tell the people what kind of eggs you want. They describe the eggs. It helps you to know the weather, like today is a rainy day. The rainy is the part that describes the day. Adjectives also help make writing more descriptive and interesting to read. So we're going to find the nouns and the adjectives, some sentences, okay? So we will underline the nouns and circle the adjectives. Here's our first sentence. White goats jump. So where is the noun and the adjective? Okay, so if I'm looking for my noun first, my person, place, thing, or idea, or animal, I know that goats is an animal. Well, which word is describing the goats? The white color is describing the goats. So white is the adjective and goats the noun. What about orange hair rocks? What is the noun and the adjective in that sentence? Well, I know that hair is a thing, so that must be the noun, and orange is describing hair. So orange is the adjective and hair is the noun. What about soft grass swathe? What is the noun and the adjective in that sentence? Well, I know grass is a thing, so grass must be the noun, and soft is describing the grass. So soft is the adjective, and grass is the noun. Pink bubblegum pops. What is the noun and what is the adjective? Right, bubblegum is a thing, so that's the noun, and pink describes the gum, so that is the adjective. Pink is the adjective, bubblegum is the noun. Silly cats dance. What's the noun? What's the adjective? Okay, so cats are an animal, so that's a thing. Okay, so that's my noun, and silly is describing the cats. So silly is the adjective, cats is the noun. Loyal dogs stay. What's the noun? What's the adjective? Okay, so dogs are a thing. Dogs must be the noun. Loyal is describing the dogs. So loyal is the adjective and dogs is the noun. Smart teachers rule. What is the noun and what is the adjective? Okay, so teachers are a person, so that makes it a noun. And smart is describing the teachers. So smart is the adjective and teachers is the noun. Funny books are great. What's the noun? The adjective. Okay, so books are a thing, so that's the noun. And funny is describing the books. So funny is the adjective and books are the noun. Brown cows moo. What's the noun? What's the adjective? Cows are an animal, so they are a noun. And brown is describing the cows. So brown is the adjective. Cows are the noun. All right, good job, guys. So now we're going to review some spellings that we learned last week about the O spelling for the sound So guys, remember that we read some words last week? Hold on one second, let me pull those up. All right, like we did the word cover, mother, one, brother, month. All right, so those were some words that we learned with the sound, with the U spelling. We just did that. All right, so, and we also looked at the code chart where we looked at the spelling for the sound and the word sun. So today we're going to focus on two other spellings for the sound. We're going to look at O consonant E that says and OU that says All right, so sometimes O consonant E can stand for the sound, like in the word done. Let's practice some reading some of these words, the spelling. So we have none, shove, glove, done, some, come. All right, I want you to check and read these with me. You ready? I'm going to say them and then you say them. None, shove, glove, done, some, come. All right, so it is a vowel sound because it says okay? And we trace those sounds in green. So let's go to our chart and find the O consonant E that makes the sound. We need to go to page 7. Here we go, O consonant E that makes the Oh, I don't want a text box. All right. Okay, but sometimes OU can stand for the sound, like in the word touch, like country, young, Doug, touch, southern. All right, so let's go back. I'm going to read them, then I want you to read them, okay? Country, young, Doug, touch, southern. All right, so now let's find the OU. It is a vowel sound also. So here it is right here. So I'm going to highlight it also. OU says like in touch. Okay. So you have a worksheet to do today. It's one of the fill in the blanks, so it's super fun. You take the words that are in the box and put them in the correct sentences. So we have the words younger, gloves, none, enormous, welcome, and touched. And that is for the first page. Then it says, excuse me, write 2 new sentences using any 2 of the words from the box. So any 2 of these words, you're going to write 2 sentences. And then you have a new set. You have nervous, love, dove, shove, country, poisonous. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to write sentences using 2 words from this box. All right, so it is time to do our new story today. It's called The Thief. So before we get started, now's a good time for you to pause, take a quick bathroom break, get a drink of water, maybe do a couple jumping jacks, do some stretching, get yourself ready to listen to the story. And just hit play when you're ready to continue. All right, so today we're going to be, no, we're not doing this part, sorry. You're going to be reading a story today. It says you're going to read it with a partner, but that's going to be kind of difficult since you don't have a partner with you from school. If you want to read it with a sibling or with one of your grown-ups as your reading partner, that will be perfectly fine. So what you will do is you will both read the first page silently in your head, and then one partner reads that page out loud. Then you read the second page silently in your head, and then second partner reads that out loud, okay? And then you just keep going back and forth, taking turns. So we are going to turn to the table of contents to see what is the name of the story that comes after the beginning that we read on Friday. So here's our cover, table of contents. Here's the beginning. We are going to read what story today? The Thief, chapter 2, The Thief. So repeat this word after me, guys. Thief. Do you know what a thief is? A thief is a person who steals things. Why is it wrong to steal things, guys? Yeah, it's not right to take things that don't belong to you. Someone else worked hard to get something, and you should not just come in and take it from them. It's not yours to take. But today's story is about a thief who steals something from the king. So before we start, let's talk about our spellings. So we have the O consonant E spelling for the sound in love and none. We have the OU spelling for the sound in country, young, and could. We have the O spelling for the sound in agony and gallop. We have some compound words today. We have bedroom, horseback, and size. And then our tricky word today is the word father. And it's tricky because the A sounds like an O. So our vocabulary for today, we have the word herring, which is a very salty tasting fish. Okay. My Lord, Your Majesty, those are ways to say, to address a king with respect. And then we have the word summoned. And summoned is another way to say that you were called for, you were requested to show up, or you basically are told to show up. Okay, so we have the phrase crack of dawn, which means it's very early in the morning when the sun is just beginning to rise. And the word mounted, which means you climbed up onto something that is above ground level. Shot off like an arrow means started very quickly, and agony means intense pain and suffering. All right, so let's make a prediction, guys, about how King Alfred is going to react when he finds out something of his has been stolen. And then we're going to read carefully to see if our predictions are correct. So think about what we know about King Alfred. He likes to play jokes, he likes to play games, he likes to laugh. But how do you think he's going to react when he finds out something of his has been stolen? Okay, so let's go ahead and read the thief and see if you are correct. Okay, the thief. One dark and stormy night, while King Alfred was sleeping, a thief into his bedroom and stole the king's golden ring. The next morning, when the king woke up, he saw that his ring was gone. The king was very sad. Someone stole my ring, he cried in agony. It was my father's ring, and his father's before him. It is a king's ring. I must have it back. King Alfred was so upset in the morning he could not eat his herring on toast. King Alfred summoned his 12 brave knights. 11 of them came at once on horseback. Sir Gus the Fearless, later on foot. Sir Gus explained why he was late. He explained that he had lost his horse. Why, good sir, said the king, you will not get very far on foot. Yes, my lord. I mean, no, my lord, replied Sir Gus. The problem is, your majesty, that when I am on my horse, I itch. I had such a bad itch last night that I fell off my horse and it ran off. Well, you must stop itching then, said the king. Yes, indeed, replied Sir Gus, trying very hard not to itch. Then the king told the knights what had happened. He told them he was counting on them to recover his ring. The next day at sunrise, 11 of the knights galloped off to find the thief. Sometime after lunch, Sir Gus was awakened by the king himself. Not up yet? Asked the king. Pardon me, my lord, stammered Sir Gus. I was just Never mind, said the king. There's no need to explain. Why should you be up at the crack of dawn? For what can a knight do without a horse? But never fear, I have a gift for you. You may take my horse, but you must be careful, Sir Gus. My horse is the fastest in the land. Sir Gus got out of bed. He stretched and yawned loudly. Then he got dressed. Do not fear, said Sir Gus, as he mounted the horse. I am and with that Sir Gus was carried off. The king's horse had shot off like an arrow. All right, so let's share some adjectives for Sir Gus. What are some adjectives or describing words that we can use for Sir Gus? I'm thinking lazy is one. Sleepy is another one. What are some adjectives that you guys have for Sir Gus? Okay, so were there any parts of the story that you found confusing? And what questions were you asking yourself as you read? I want you to think about that and tell your learning partner if you thought any parts of the story were confusing and what were you asking yourself as you were listening and reading the story? So what is stolen at the beginning of that story? King Alfred's ring was stolen. That's correct. What does it mean to be in agony? It means to be in great pain. So in the story, King Alfred summons his knights. Can you think of a synonym for summon? Remember, a synonym is a word that has a similar meaning. To be called, yes, to call or to be called. So I might say that Sir Gus is lazy. Can you read a sentence to support my adjective? Let's go back into the story and see if we can find a sentence to support the adjective that he is lazy. I would probably think this sentence right here. Sometime after lunch, Sir Gus was awakened by the king himself. I mean, that means after lunchtime he was still sleeping. So do you think Sir Gus will recover the king's ring? And why do you think that? Like, why do you think he will or why do you think he won't? All right, so what you are going to do for reading for your homework tonight is you're going to reread the story, The Thief, and then you are going to answer these 4 questions. What is a thief? Sir Gus takes longer to get to the king than the other knights. Why? Why did Sir Gus fall off his horse? And why isn't the king mad when he finds Sir Gus sleeping in? So you're going to use your text box to type and answer those questions, okay? So you have worksheet 3.1, which is the fill in the blank one, and you have worksheet 3.3. Your learning targets for today were I can identify nouns and adjectives in sentences. I can read words with different spellings for the sound, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story, The Thief. Okay. So what you also have for homework today, okay, so here's your phonics assignments, the 2 pages that I just told you about, and the story, The Thief. And then it shows that you have 2 grammar assignments. This grammar assignment is not due until Friday, okay? So I'm going to open it up and show you. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is on this first page, you need to put your name right here. Okay, so you're going to click on the box and put your name. So you have several pages. Okay, so a noun is a person, place, thing, animal, or idea. And it says directions. Add a noun to each piece of the flower. So you're going to click on each flower petal and add a noun, a person, place, thing, animal, or idea. On this one, you're going to make a list of people, of places, of things, of ideas, and of animals. On this one, you're going to find 3 nouns for each piece of the graphic organizer. So you're going to name 3 people, 3 places, 3 things, 3 ideas, 3 animals. Okay, so here you're going to make the nouns plural, and you have choices on this side, okay? So you are going to look at the word party. What do you have to do to the word party to make it plural? So you have to look at all of these words. Do you just add S? Do you add ES? Do you change something to a V and then add ES? Do you change something to an I and then add ES? Now you're not going to move these over, okay? You can, like, let's just say you move this here, you want to put party here, but you still have to type the word correctly on that part, okay? You can't just leave it like that. Got it? You have to click the word parties correctly. Okay, and then you have, it says, organize the common and proper nouns by placing them in the spaces below. So you're going to take these choices, and if it's a common noun, drag it into the common noun box. If it's a proper noun, put it in the proper nouns box. Okay, so write down all of the nouns in the nursery rhyme. When you are finished, write down whether the noun is a person, place, thing, or idea on the flap. All right, so you're going to write the name of the person, place, things, or ideas, okay? And these are the flaps over here. You're going to do the same thing with these nursery rhymes. And here's the flaps, all right? So you're going to go to people. You're going to so whatever people that you found in these nursery rhymes, okay, you're going to click it and type it here on the people flap, all right? Whatever places you found in these nursery rhymes, you're going to click and type it here on the places flap, all right? And the same thing here for things and animals and ideas, all right? And then the very last slide is some questions. It's just, you're going to answer the questions. What is a noun? What is the difference between a singular noun and a plural noun? What is the difference between a common noun and a proper noun? And then you're going to give an example of a noun that is a person, a place, a thing, an animal, and an idea. One for each. Okay? All right, so, and remember, that is not due until Friday, so you have all week to work on that. But today's assignment that is due quickly is the word order. Okay, so remember that the words in a sentence must be in an order that makes sense. Okay? If they don't make sense, then it can't be a complete sentence. So here we have an example. Country in the we are. Does that make sense? No, but what about we are in the country? That would make sense. So tell me why the second group of words makes a sentence. Because it makes sense. It flows. It makes a complete thought. So on the first set of problems, you're going to tell me which group of words makes a sentence. So if it makes a sentence, you're just going to make a text box over to the side and just write sentence. If it does not make a sentence, you're just going to leave alone. Okay? So what about number 1? Rabbit AIC. Does that make sense? Is it a complete thought? No. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And I mean, if you would like to make a line through it, you could do that. Okay. Do not scare it. Is that a sentence? It's a complete thought. So you would put a text box over here and you would write the word sentence. All right, remember the words in the sentence must be in an order that makes sense, okay? So we're going to look at each group of words to make a sentence, all right? So you are going to type, not mark, or not write, you're going to type. I probably should make that black. Okay, so you're going to type each group of words that makes a sentence. So here's the example. A map has the girl. So you take those words and turn it into the sentence. The girl has a map. Okay. The next one says path the follow. What should that say? Didn't need to do that. It should say follow the path. So you're just going to take the words and turn it into a complete thought. Okay. And then just use your text to type it over there. We are not doing the writing application today. Okay. So we're not doing that part. So we're just doing these 10 problems. All right. Okay. So, and you don't have any spelling work for today. So you just have today's phonics and today's grammar, and then go ahead and get started on your weekly grammar assignment, the big notebook. Okay. And that's all that I got for you today, guys. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow.